Good afternoon and welcome to the Peace Circle. I'm Gina Colvario Krupka and I am blessed to be here with you this evening. We are here at the Peace Circle. We come together to be the change we wish to see in the world. We are that change. We are that knowing that we lift ourselves, therefore we lift the world because there's only ever one of us. So we are religious scientists, or science of mind is what we practice, and these teachings, these truths of new thought. And tonight's topic is actually balance. Because every week we take a different topic and we go through that topic to figure out how within my life I can create greater peace. Because if I am not at peace and peaceful, I am not contributing good to the world. I am part of that which I'm seeking to make even better. So when I want a peaceful world, when I want peace out there, it has to start in here. And it starts within me and it starts within my relationships and all that goes with it. And we are going to talk about that this evening. So thank you for being live with us here. New Thought Media Network is all about the good news, and I am grateful to be a part of it. And I want to start, as I always do, with I too have a dream. This to me encapsulates the entire purpose of the Peace Circle. In my dream too, we all are equal, and our color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin. Whether 2 legs or 4, plant or animal, we were all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose to share love and joy, to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other and truly understand that all is well. So it's knowing that all is well and getting back to that point of knowing that we know and living that expression, that full expression, peaceful, and sharing that in the world. So that's what we're here to do. And as I said, the topic is balance. And, our topics, our theme for this month for Centers for Spiritual Living is the body, in that body temple, and knowing that within this personal space, there is balance. What does that mean? And as I was, preparing for this evening, there's so many layers to that. Now, when I think of balance, I'm also a licensed life coach. So I always think of this. This is my perfect example. To me, a balanced life is physical, spiritual, and emotional. It is every aspect of us, and it's taking that stool and realizing that if I physically don't feel well, everything's off. If I'm not spiritually connected or emotionally I'm not doing well, everything is off. So it's learning that balance and allowing myself to come back to balance. Then I thought, well, what does that mean and how do I do it? How, in a world that is looking so separate, do I come into balance within myself? How, when there's stuff that happens, whether it's bills, whether it's illness, whether it's grief and loss, whatever it may be, how do I stay in balance mentally, physically? How do I create that balance in my life? And as I look through, I believe there's many aspects of, there's many aspects of the body and of our life. So when we look at the aspects of the body, it's not just our physical body, it's all of us. So you've got your health, mental and emotional state, spiritual awareness. There's time clutter, there's stress levels, our physical space. I don't know about you, but I can tend to be a pack rat. I have a lot of stuff. And, and that's not just external, there's also in our head. It's that self-talk, those constant thoughts about all the things I didn't, should have, would have, could have. And then there's self-care, sleep, creative expression. Am I living that creative life that I'm here to do? Am I healthy? Am I taking care of myself? When I look at that list, there's so much to it. And that can cause stress just by looking at all the different aspects of it. Oftentimes we think about it like juggling balls in the air. And how do I do that? How do I even begin to come into balance? It starts right here where I am always. And I'm going to begin with a song that I love. And I invite you to really listen to the words of this song, because it's only by letting go and surrendering the chaos for the highest good that amazing things happen. So the first song that I'm going to play is I Release Control. You know, Spirit's got this. I don't have to be the co-pilot. I can just be in that passenger seat, allowing Spirit to drive. So I am releasing my seeming control. How many times have you heard, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. So let's just relax and be in this place now and just release anything and everything that came before for the peace of what we choose to create.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
So I release control and surrender to the flow of love. We're talking about balance this evening here on the Peace Circle, and I'm so grateful that you're here with us. You know, when we think about balance, what comes to mind? And as the more I looked at it, the more I realized, how do we really get to that place of what does it mean to, you know, when you think of a balanced diet, it's easy enough. We think of the the chart that we, you know, there often is this chart that we were taught even in school, you know, fruits, vegetables, protein, really being in this place of a little bit of everything and creating a balance with it. And life itself is that, but it's not always as easy as it seems, or that we could say it to be. When you think of a balanced life, there is meant to be work, play, home, relationships. There's so many different parts to it. And as much as that is what we would consciously choose, is it what we're consciously creating? How many of us have, you know, put in 60 to 80-hour work weeks at times? How many of us go from first thing in the morning to late at night on that constant trying to get it all done, and it never seems to be? So it's coming into a place of understanding that we can choose again. We can redesign, or better yet, allow life to flow, allow spirit as me to flow and to take it, and just literally choosing to let spirit be in the flow. I don't have to figure it all out. So, how do I do that? And I'll tell you, it starts here and now. That's where it starts, right here and right now. So, we're the next page I'm going to share with you is actually from Daily Word, and it was April 4th of 2019, and the topic is in the now. Attuned to God, I live in this moment now. There are times when I feel my attention pulled in different directions. What do I do when this happens? I take a moment to stop and be. Even the shortest instant of stepping away allows me to center myself. In this brief, quiet time, I am present in this now moment. I can determine the right action to take. Living in the now becomes a habit as I consistently take time to pray and meditate. By quieting my thoughts, becoming aware of my breath, and connecting to God within, I practice being present. I prepare myself for any situation I may encounter throughout the day. Then, in any moment of concern or conflict, I can function in the now moment and make choices with ease and grace. So it's being right here, right now. And what does that look like? You know, we talk about mindfulness. You know, think about that. What is mindfulness? It's being in a place where we are not just present physically, but mentally right here and right now. And that looks different for different people. Some people are great at that. I don't know if you have friends. I've known many people that right then and there, they're always present with you. You're speaking and they're looking at you. And then I've had others that you could see there was so much else going on and they were completely distracted. It's a very different society than it used to be. And the gift that we have with knowing how to practice this now moment, this mindfulness practice, allows us to come into a recentering, bringing us back into alignment. All we ever have to do is the next right thing. And I can think of 100 things that need to get done, and it's not going to make one of them happen faster. So if we can stay centered in this choice, in this moment, amazing things can happen. It gives us the opportunity to choose again and not get overwhelmed. See, when we go back within and we go back to spirit, there's a place within us that knows how to heal, that knows how to recalibrate. You know, when you're cooking something in the oven and it gets really hot and it's cooking with the steam as much as it is the heat of the oven, when you lift up that foil or that cover, the steam lets go. The pressure is gone. That's what life can be like. When there's so much going on and we're not paying attention, that steam is building and building and building. And we need to be mindful that we're not getting cooked in the interim. So we want to heal, because when we're in that place of overwhelmed, when we're overdoing it in any or every area of life, oftentimes that's when we get burned. That's when we get burnt out. And there's a link within us. We know there's, when we think of wellness and health, we know that eventually if we don't take care of ourselves, we'll get run down. We know that the body only takes so much before it becomes diseased. So we want to make sure we're mindful and present. So we are keeping that balance to be able to really appreciate what the next right thing is and give everything to it. So we can be fully present and be peaceful and be that change we wish to see. When I am stressed and I walk into things in that chaos mode, all I'm doing is bringing more dysfunction wherever I am. And that's not what I choose to live in. So it's about really being mindful of the mood, of the atmosphere, of what's going on in my life. What am I consciously choosing, or what have I allowed to? How many times in my life have I said, you know what, I could do that, and I can do that, and I can do that. Well, this person really needs that, so I could do that. There's a lot of things that we can do, but it's a question of, is it going to be taking away from something else? Is it taking away from your peace of mind? Is it taking away from our health, our family? So it's creating that balance in our life, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and allowing that present moment to go within and just heal. Take a breath. And right here, we're going to play the song by Karen Drucker, the healing song, and simply allow that present moment to heal.
Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does.
All healing energy flows through me now. Harmony, balance, vitality, that glorious wisdom that creates and sustains health is mine. I live in divine well-being now and always.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body, and I am well. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does.
I allow spirit to do what it does. And it's being right here now. And I am grateful that you're here with me. We'd love comments. We're live. It'd be wonderful to hear from you. And we're talking about balance. And what does that mean? And what does that look like? And how do we achieve it consistently? And we were talking about doing the next right thing and allowing spirit to do what it does when we are mindful and present. And we spoke earlier about, balance being that stool that I love so much, that reminder of, that there's different aspects to us. And if we are not consciously creating the physical, spiritual, and emotional, if we're not giving ourselves the time, life often happens and goes off in tangents that we wouldn't choose. So we talk so much about self-care and how important it is to honor ourselves with that. And we teach the people in our lives the same thing. We're teaching people how to be that. Linda says, I have my own private sing-along. Yes. Thank you, Linda. Karen Drucker is amazing. She's actually been on this show a couple of times. She is a gift, especially to New Thought. And yes, we are healing and in that place of allowing in the present moment. And when I was looking into, well, how do I do that? How do I really be present and create a balanced life for myself with self-care, putting myself in there as well? One of the things that really struck me was acceptance. If I don't know where I am, how do I get somewhere else? So if you are driving somewhere and you feel like you're lost and you call someone for directions, the first thing they ask is, well, where are you? And if you don't know, it's pretty hard to get to someplace else when you don't know where you are. So it's really being centered in the moment and asking, well, where am I? And I love this book by Louise Hay. It's called Heart Thoughts. And the topic of acceptance. It says, if you do not love yourself totally, wholly, and fully, somewhere along the way, you learned not to. You can unlearn it. Start being kind to yourself now. People will treat us as well as we expect them to. We are creating the lives that we have right now. We created this. We did this. And I don't mean that in judgment. It was actually one of the greatest gifts that I personally have been given, is knowing that I created this life. And the rest of the reading says, I accept all that I have created for myself. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I support myself, trust myself, and accept myself wherever I am. I can be within the love of my own heart. I place my hand over my heart and feel the love that is there. I know that there is plenty of room for me to accept myself right here and now. I accept my body, my weight, my height, my appearance, my sexuality, and my experiences. I accept all that I have created for myself. My past and my present. I am willing to allow my future to happen. I'm going to read that again. I am willing to allow my future to happen. I'm a divine, magnificent expression of life, and I deserve the very best. I accept this for myself now. I accept miracles. I accept healing. I accept wholeness. And most of all, I accept myself. I am precious and I cherish who I am. And so it is. So we get to be in this place of self acceptance. And that's not easy for a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people as a life coach and a practitioner where I have worked with them, and I love mirror work because it really gets to a core of where we are and how we feel about ourselves. So it's really being completely honest to know where I am. And for me, that is one of the greatest gifts of some of the personal work that I've done to get to where I am today. And I don't mean work as in hard. We have this word, think of it as research. When we're looking at where we are, if it's where I want to be, great. When I look at my relationships, it's easy to blame someone else if I don't think they're treating me fairly. But when I realized that I created my relationships, I allowed myself to be in this place. It's not easy. It's not about blame. It's simply about acknowledging in the past, this was what I was taught, and this is what I created. Today, I choose differently. I choose healthy relationships. I choose to be present and have people that are present with me. Part of balance is creating that time to be fully present for myself and relationships and my creative expression, whatever that may be for you. I personally write poetry, I make jewelry, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you come alive. Part of being in a balanced life is knowing that you're creating these time blocks. You get that choice. And it's not, there's no guilt, there's no shame. But if we don't know where we are, we're not going to create something different. We live in a society of bigger, better, faster, more, and it's constantly trying to tell us to be somewhere else, something else. And we're exactly where we're and what we need to be. We're children of divine. We are the individualized expressions of God, living, breathing, and having its being as us. And we get the opportunity to choose the directions we go in. And I love this. There is a wellspring of healing already within the physical body. Our job, in Emerson's words, is to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits. When we create an energetic frequency of peace, love, and well-being throughout our lives, then the quantum phenomenon that is the body can naturally reveal its balance and perfection, its perfect operation, its light. And that's Roger Teal. So when we allow ourselves, when we let go of the story of who we think we are, who we were taught that we were, when we let go of that story, the growth, the beauty, it all comes forward in amazing ways. So, I play a lot of music on the Peace Circle. And the reason I do that is because music has a gift to be able to go within. It gives us that space within the lyrics to really listen in a different way, to take in, but also to give out. So this song that I'm going to play is actually Do You Know by Laura Topper. The beautiful Laura Topper that has several shows on this network. She does our morning prayers, and now it's morning prayers for the UK. She's amazing. She's a gift. And she also is a beautiful artist. So I invite you to listen. Do you know?
Do you know how beautiful you are? Can you feel the power that you hold? Do you see the light within your heart? Always there for you to have and hold. Have you found the truth in all that is? Will you hold the hand that leads the way? Do you look inside to wake your dreams? Knowing God is everywhere and more. You are the power, it's all inside of you. As you connect within and clear the way, that's all you need to do. I can feel the power that I am. I can hear the voice within my soul, knowing I am God and God is me. I now see the beauty of it all. I am the power, it's all inside of me. As I say my prayers and love each day, my light shines back at me. You have it all, it's there in you. I have it all, it's here in me. I know that you can find the way. You can open your heart today. Right now's the time to realize the love we have within our hearts. Just look inside to know the way. You know the way. We are the power, we have it all as one. We can live each day in love and truth, knowing we are free. We are the power, we have it all, it's true. As we close our eyes and realize love comes shining through. As we close our eyes and realize that's all we have to do.
That power is residing within you. It is who and what we are. We get that opportunity to remember. And that still small voice within us, sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's not. It comes down to, one of my favorite lines is to be still and know. Be still and know. That power is there, but are we paying attention to it? There's only so much within us. We have the ability to do miraculous things. But when we come from a place of exhaustion or frustration, it limits. It's not because we're limited. It's because there's only so much. So we have to know that we have the right to boundaries. We get to know that no is a complete sentence. Part of balance is knowing what needs to be done and when. It's not just doing everything. It's not people pleasing. It's not about, single-handedly we're not changing the world. Yet we are. By changing ourselves, we are changing everything. So I don't have to worry about the external to the degree that I need to keep my internal first. And when I take care of that, my emotions, when I am in that place of awareness, that I am physically cared for, emotionally, spiritually connected, I step into the world with my greatest self. I build healthy relationships. I cultivate what it is I wish to see in the world. That is when I'm peaceful. So we have all these aspects of life. And, it's easy to say, well, just have some balance. But when you look at all the different aspects of life, sometimes it's a lot. And just like this picture, it looks like they spin sometimes. We want to help our environment. We want personal development. We worry about our finances. Am I going to be able to pay the mortgage or the rent? Is my family okay? Do they have what they need? People often, especially if you're a parent, you're pulled in different directions. And as you get older, sometimes it's our parents that are pulling in different directions. So when we look at all of the aspects to our life, it's easy to think, wow, how do I do all this? How do I stay in balance? And the answer, first and foremost, is really going back to spirit and trusting that I have more than enough time. I have more than enough finances. I am all that I need. Spirit as me has more than enough. I love the story in the Bible where the woman says, I have nothing, but she had some oil, just a little bit of oil that was at the bottom of a jar. And when she trusted in that, it kept pouring and pouring and pouring because she poured from faith, from that place of knowing. So when we go in and we replenish ourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally, and centered in spirit, we have time enough. And that's the title of the next page I'm going to share with you out of the Daily Word, March 8th, 2020. Time enough. I find enough time for all I desire to accomplish. How will I best spend my time and my resources on this beautiful spring day? I begin by remembering my spiritual inheritance, my divine faculties that provide all I need to meet any opportunity or any challenge that life presents. I also follow the example of Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore. I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. And I'm going to read that again. I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. I use divine order to prioritize my agenda. My wisdom and understanding show me the most effective way I can complete each task. I use strength and zeal to maintain my energy and enthusiasm. Love keeps me focused on the good my efforts are accomplishing. Through the faculty of elimination, I release whatever I discern is not mine to do. So again, that I know, know is a full sentence. It's okay. I do what I can when I can, and know that that life of sanity, of happy usefulness, is spirit's, highest good. And that's where I come from. My question is always, what would you have me be? Not just do. We are human beings, not human doings. And we're not taught that often enough. Yes, we are on this physical plane, in this physical body, but we are spirit. We are a soul wrapped up in this body. And when we live from that place, amazing things happen. Too many people are caught up in the have-tos and not enough in the get-tos. In other words, I get to be here. I get to choose what I watch, what I listen to. I get to recalibrate. I get to say yes or no. I get to. And we may not have been taught that, but we get to choose again. So part of balance is looking at that big wheel and not getting overwhelmed by it. I don't have to do all of it today. I can choose, and I can make sure that my life represents my highest priorities. It's creating a life that works and is in balance. And when it's in balance because it feels good. When we're driving our car, if we get onto that rumble strip, it doesn't feel good. Instantly, we know we veered out of our lane. So we have that same rumble strip within us. It's our emotions, and we get to choose that. So when you think about your emotions, are you living that highest and best? Are you overwhelmed? And I'm not saying that, remember, the most important thing with this is just witnessing. Where am I? How do I get back on track and live that life of joy? Because when we're in joy and when life is flowing, balance is easy. But when I'm trying to force myself to do things that aren't for my highest and best, that's when things go out of whack. When I try to control people, places, things, when I get frustrated, when it doesn't look like I think I want it to, this or better. That's our prayer. This or better. So it's not just about one way. Spirit, when we pray, we use affirmative prayer, we use treatment, there's 5 steps, and it's not about my way. It's knowing that what is the attribute that I choose today. If I'm choosing health and wholeness, vitality, if I'm choosing love and harmony in relationships, if I'm choosing abundance, so how does that come forth? And spirit will direct the sails if I'm listening and paying attention. It's about the highest way, not just my way. And there's one more section that I wanted to cover. And yesterday really brought that up for me. Yesterday was Father's Day. And, it's whether you were close to your dad or anybody in your life, that male father figure or not, we all have different attributes. We have masculine and feminine energies. And the masculine energy, there's different types of it. There's good ones where we're trying to care for people, and there's giving and expansive. It's logic, it's focus, it's responsibility. There's good stuff. And then there's the wounded, where we're forced against, where we think that if you have it, I don't. But there's also that feminine side. We each have the yin and the yang within us. So it's not just about being strong. It's also about being loving and understanding, kindness. There's both the yin and the yang. And that's what makes life beautiful. That's what balance is all about. Being in a place of knowing that we can choose. When it feels good, we're in the right direction. When it doesn't, I get to choose again. And when I am in my highest space, that is when I am giving to the world all that I have to give, the highest and best of me. And when we're in that space, we're in joy. That's what life is meant to be. We get to choose. Now, we don't live in a society that looks all that balanced. I'd love to hear from you. What is it that you do to help keep yourself balanced? Because we get a choice in this. I want to mention, I'm also the spiritual director for CSL Greater Boston, and we have a wonderful workshop and sustain divine connection. Come home to your body. 3 ways to raise body consciousness and thrive. And Lisa Medley is a body wisdom expert. She's amazing. She is a wonderful woman that is going to be doing a workshop this weekend. And if you're interested, it's via Zoom or in person. If you're in the Boston area, actually we're in Medford, Massachusetts, or it's via Zoom. So reach out to me. That's 11:30. It begins at 11:30 on Eastern time. So if you're around, please join us. Reach out to me, and I can give you the information. And it's just being present. There's my email address. You can reach out to me, and I can get you the information for the Zoom. There's so many opportunities. We have everything from visioning to midweek meditation. We have morning prayer, evening prayer. This network has so much good stuff, but it's finding what you need, what works for you at a time when you know is good for you. It's not forcing more in. Oh, I have to meditate too. Oh, I need to do this. It's not about have-tos. It's about choice. So I encourage you to really be in that space and of kindness to yourself. My temple is my body, my world around me, my altar. My words are spells, every thought and intention. My actions, rituals, to manifest all that will be. I am sacred. I am divine. And that was Ara. You are sacred. You are divine. So you have this temple. You are this temple of divine. What are you doing with it? What do you choose? Are you present? Are you consciously choosing? Do you feel balanced? Do you get the sleep that you need? The self-care? Are you doing something that makes you feel fulfilled? Are you sharing your gifts with the world? That's what it's about. Life, living in joy, sharing your peace with the world. That's what we're here for at the Peace Circle, is to talk about really being in that place of peace and sharing that with the world. So the last song I'm going to play is by Michael Gott, and it's I Am. And I invite you to just sit back and allow the truth.
strength of God is in my life. I am strong. I am healed. I
Yes, I am blessed, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. And thank you for joining the Peace Circle this evening and being here with us. And, we get to be in that place of balance, physical, spiritual, emotional. We get to know that there are different aspects to our life and that it all works out when we are centered in spirit, that we can be in that place lovingly, joyfully, celebrating the best of who and whose we are. And I thank you for that. And know that, here at New Thought Media Network, we are here to uplift humanity and to help us achieve the best within ourselves and the best in the world. So please, if you've been blessed by this show and this network, newthoughtmedia.org, and click donate. And know that whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly offering, that we are putting this out. There's more and more shows. Actually, we've got 3 new shows coming within the next 2 weeks. So it's pretty exciting. So I thank you for being part of that. And again, if you're able, reach out to me. We have a workshop this weekend out of CSL Greater Boston. Come home to your body. And that's what balance is all about, is being in that home, knowing who and whose you are, and allowing spirit to lead the way, lovingly, joyfully, and filled with peace. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for being part of this evening. And I know that wherever you are, spirit is filled with peace, love, and joy. Blessings and love. See you soon.